Well, hello there, my friends, and welcome to yet another episode of Dave Diggs History. I want to express my appreciation for your being here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come by and pay a visit, see what all's going on. As you can tell from the calendar here, it's the 31st of July. It's the last day of this month. Tomorrow starts a brand new month, of course. It's the last day of the 250th anniversary month of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. We've discussed this before in previous episodes. The 250th anniversary of the actual day has come and gone some 3 weeks ago. But it's still the anniversary month, for another few hours anyway. And what I thought I'd do is share some quotations from some of the founding fathers concerning liberty, freedom, the new nation, etc. Some of these quotations may sound as if they weren't being directed to the contemporaries of those who are doing the speaking. I wasn't there at the time, I'm not quite that old, but if that's how you want to interpret it, go right ahead. After all, you're Americans and you're free to do so. We'll start off with Thomas Paine, who wrote An American Crisis in 1776, an aptly named pamphlet. These are the times that try men's souls, and in that he was not incorrect. Thomas Paine again, the cause of America is in great measure the cause of all mankind. Benjamin Franklin, where liberty dwells, there is my country. And James Madison. A little sidebar, a little piece of trivia about James Madison. I'm sure you've heard of the crossing of the Delaware, Washington's crossing of the Delaware, either the actual event or the painting of the event entitled Washington Crossing the Delaware. In that boat, the same boat that George Washington is in the painting, standing up towards the front, the prow, someone sitting down rowing is, in the painting and in the actual event, James Madison, who was an officer in the Patriot Army at the time. And what did he say? He said the people are the only legitimate fountain of power. And in that sentiment, he is seconded by Thomas Jefferson, who said the people are the only reliance for the preservation of our liberty. Madison once again, the advancement and diffusion of knowledge is the only guardian of true liberty. You've probably heard the saying or seen the poster, knowledge is power. Every American should take every opportunity to increase their power through knowledge. And Thomas Jefferson again, it behooves every man who values liberty of conscience for himself to resist invasions of it in the case of others. George Washington, father of our country. Observe good faith and justice towards all nations. Cultivate peace and harmony with all. Sounds like a good idea to me. What do you say? Back to Thomas Jefferson, freedom is lost gradually from an underinterested, uninformed, and uninvolved people. Back to that knowledge and education thing again. And Jefferson, the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. The tree of liberty. Somebody out there, and this has occurred many times in our history, somebody out there who has an axe is perfectly willing to chop down that tree and kill the liberty. We must all band together to stop them from doing this. George Washington, if the freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led, like sheep, to the slaughter. And Washington, lastly, guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. Thomas Jefferson again. And there was a certain amount of revelation that the fight for our freedom, our liberty, was not going to be easy. It was going to be a hard, long slog. Thomas Jefferson had to say about this: we are not to expect to be transferred from despotism to liberty in a feather bed. Along the same vein, Thomas Paine once again: those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must, like men, undergo the fatigues of supporting it. It's not going to be easy, folks. John Adams: you will never know how much it cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make a good one. And his wife, Abigail, she also had something to say about this too. Abigail Adams: posterity, who are to reap the blessings, will scarcely be able to conceive the hardships and sufferings of their ancestors. Abigail Adams again: power, whether vested in many or a few, is ever grasping, and like the grave, cries, more, more. Joseph Warren. Joseph Warren was a general and also a doctor in the Patriot Army. He said, stain not the glory of your worthy ancestors, but like them resolve never to part with your birthright. Use every method in your power to secure your rights. Then we come to Samuel Adams, who has been called, he's been called a radical, but when you consider what the rest of the Patriots were doing, he doesn't seem quite so radical. Samuel Adams wrote, if you love wealth better than liberty, the tranquility of servitude better than the animating contest of freedom, go home from us in peace. We ask not your counsels or your arms. Crouch down and lick the hand which feeds you. May your chains set lightly upon you, and may posterity forget that you were ever our countrymen. And Joseph Warren, the general: on you depend the fortunes of America. You are to decide the important questions upon which rests the happiness and the liberty of millions yet unborn. Act worthy of yourselves. We shall see. Thank you very much for coming in and listening. I hope this will give you some food for thought. If you have any comments, be sure and list them down below. You know where. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm sure everybody else will too. Until next time, which is not too far away, I have the great honor and pleasure to be your most obedient servant, David Diggs, coming to you once again from quite some time ago. Take care of yourselves and your liberties.